Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, Forever in Memory. In this video, we'll be honoring American celebrities who have passed away today and in recent days, along with other notable figures from around the world. Before we begin, please show your support by giving this video a like. It really helps the channel. Thank you. And let's get started.
Bobby Allen, an American race car driver and one of the most respected figures in the history of sprint car racing, passed away at the age of 81. His name became synonymous with speed, determination, and relentless passion, qualities that turned him into a true legend of American motorsport. Born on December 12, 1942, in Miami, Florida, Allen developed a fascination with cars and racing from an early age. As a teenager, he began competing in local races, quickly earning a reputation for his fearless driving style and remarkable technical skills. His career soon accelerated, leading to numerous victories on regional and national tracks, appearances in major championships, and recognition as one of the most talented sprint car drivers of his generation. Bobby was more than just a driver. He was also a master mechanic and strategist, building and tuning his own cars to perfection. His innovative approach to racing inspired younger generations, and even his fiercest competitors sought his advice. After retiring from active competition, Allen remained deeply involved in the racing world, mentoring young drivers and sharing his decades of experience. His life was forever intertwined with the roar of engines and the thrill of the track, and he will be remembered as a man for whom speed was not just a passion, but a way of life. Ben Lewis, an Australian actor known for his remarkable versatility on stage and screen, passed away at the age of 46. Beloved by audiences for his captivating performances and emotional depth, he became one of the most distinctive voices in contemporary Australian theatre and television. Born on September 28, 1978, in Sydney, Ben grew up in a creative environment that nurtured his love for storytelling and performance. From a young age, he was drawn to the magic of the stage, and his talent quickly set him apart. After studying drama and honing his craft, he began building a career that would see him work in some of the most acclaimed productions of his time. Ben gained widespread recognition for his powerful theatrical performances, particularly in musical theater, where his commanding presence and rich voice brought complex characters to life. He earned critical praise for his roles in major productions, both in Australia and abroad, including celebrated turns in the West End. Beyond the stage, he also appeared in film and television, where his nuanced portrayals showcased a rare ability to blend intensity with vulnerability. Throughout his career, Ben was admired not only for his artistry, but also for his kindness and humility. He mentored young performers and remained deeply committed to the craft he loved. His passing leaves a void in the world of performance, but his legacy lives on in the unforgettable characters he created and the hearts of those who were moved by his work.
Guillermo Fernández Vara, a Spanish coroner, politician, and one of the most influential public figures in the modern political landscape of Spain, passed away at the age of 66. Known for his dedication to public service and his deep commitment to the people he represented, he left a profound mark on both the medical and political spheres of his country. Born on October 6, 1958, in Olivenza, Spain, Fernández Vara initially pursued a career in medicine, specializing as a forensic doctor. His work in the field of pathology taught him the importance of justice, truth, and compassion, values that would later define his political career. Driven by a desire to serve society beyond the courtroom and the lab, he entered politics, where his scientific background brought a unique perspective to governance. As a member of the Spanish Socialist Workers' Party, he rose steadily through the ranks and eventually served as the president of the regional government of Extremadura. In this role, he focused on improving public health care, advancing education, and promoting social welfare. His leadership style, marked by pragmatism and empathy, earned him the respect of both colleagues and opponents alike. Beyond politics, Fernández Vara was deeply involved in his community, always prioritizing the needs of ordinary citizens over personal ambition. His passing represents the loss of a principled leader and a compassionate public servant, whose legacy will continue to inspire future generations. He will be remembered not only as a skilled coroner and dedicated statesman, but also as a man who devoted his life to justice, dignity, and the betterment of society.
Dame Jilly Cooper, an English author celebrated for her sharp wit, romantic storytelling, and vivid portrayals of British high society, passed away at the age of 88. A literary icon whose books entertained millions and defined a whole era of popular fiction, she transformed everyday human dramas into unforgettable sagas filled with humor, scandal, and heart. Born on February 21, 1937, in Essex, England, Cooper grew up with a deep love for literature and language. After studying English and working as a journalist, she began writing columns and features that showcased her keen observational skills and irrepressible charm. This early work paved the way for her transition into fiction, where she would achieve enduring fame. Her breakout success came with a series of novels exploring the lives, loves, and intrigues of the British upper class, most notably the beloved Rutshire Chronicles. With their charismatic characters, witty dialogue, and unapologetic exploration of desire and ambition, Cooper's books became bestsellers and cultural touchstones, earning her a devoted global readership. Throughout her career, she remained a passionate advocate for the arts, literacy, and animal welfare, often weaving themes of compassion and resilience into her work. Her storytelling was more than mere entertainment. It was a reflection of society's complexities, written with warmth and a twinkle of mischief. Orfeo Reda, a renowned Italian painter and artist known for his poetic brushwork and profound devotion to visual storytelling, passed away at the age of 92. His name became synonymous with a lifelong pursuit of beauty, emotion, and truth through art, a legacy that left an indelible mark on modern Italian painting. Born on December 7, 1932, in the picturesque region of Calabria, Italy, Reda discovered his passion for art as a child, captivated by the play of light and shadow on the landscapes around him. He went on to study fine arts in Naples, where he refined his technique and developed a distinctive style, a blend of realism and lyrical expression that captured the soul of his subjects. Throughout his long and prolific career, Reda's works were exhibited across Italy and internationally, earning critical acclaim for their emotional depth and technical mastery. He often drew inspiration from nature, mythology, and the human condition, creating paintings that spoke not just to the eye, but to the heart. Beyond the canvas, he was also a respected mentor to younger generations of artists, sharing his knowledge and passion for creative exploration. Orfeo Reda's passing is a profound loss to the art world. His paintings, rich with sensitivity and meaning, will continue to inspire and speak across time, a testament to a life devoted to beauty and the power of human imagination.
Anne B. Walker, a pioneering American journalist, editor, and radio personality, passed away at the age of 101, leaving behind a remarkable legacy of storytelling, trailblazing, and dedication to truth. Throughout her long life, she became a voice for those whose stories often went untold, using the power of words and the airwaves to inform, inspire, and connect generations. Born on March 3, 1923, in Columbus, Ohio, Walker grew up during a time of profound social change, and from an early age she was determined to be part of that transformation. She studied communications and journalism, breaking barriers in a field largely dominated by men, and quickly earned a reputation for her sharp intellect and fearless reporting. Her career spanned decades of pivotal moments in American history. As both a writer and editor, she championed stories that celebrated culture, confronted injustice, and gave a platform to underrepresented voices. On radio, her warm presence and thoughtful commentary made her a trusted figure to countless listeners, and she became a mentor to many young journalists who followed in her footsteps. Anne B. Walker's century-long life was one of purpose, resilience, and unwavering curiosity. Her voice, once heard on air and through the printed word, now echoes in the countless lives she influenced, a timeless reminder of journalism's power to shape hearts and minds.
On a gray September morning in Shirebrook, Derbyshire, England, a boy was born who would one day become one of the most recognizable faces of modern action cinema. Jason Statham entered the world on July 26, 1967, in an ordinary English family, far removed from the red carpets and explosive film sets that would later define his name. There was nothing in his early life to suggest he would one day leap from speeding cars, battle villains in hand-to-hand combat, or command the screen with little more than a glare. And yet, destiny seemed to follow him, quietly, step by step, shaping a story as unexpected as it was inevitable. His father worked odd jobs, street singing, painting, even coal mining, while his mother danced, instilling in Jason a love for rhythm and movement. But it wasn't art or acting that first captured his heart. It was the water. As a child, he spent hours diving into pools, training his body with discipline and precision. Swimming and diving became his passion, his escape, his way of understanding the world. And for more than a decade, it was his life. Statham became a member of Britain's national diving team, representing his country in competitions across the globe. It was an existence defined not by fame, but by focus, endurance, and the silent pursuit of perfection. But beneath the surface of that disciplined life, another part of him was restless. He had the spirit of a fighter, sharp, quick, and hungry for something more. While training and competing, he worked as a street vendor, selling jewelry and perfume in London's markets. There, he learned the art of reading people, of using wit and confidence to survive, skills that would later become the foundation of his screen persona. No one knew it then, but those chaotic London streets were his first real stage. Jason's entry into acting was as unconventional as the rest of his path. He wasn't discovered in a drama school or cast from a theater production. Instead, a modeling gig, one he'd taken purely for money, put him in the orbit of British director Guy Ritchie. The filmmaker, impressed by Jason's raw charisma and authentic edge, cast him in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, 1998. The film became a cultural phenomenon, and overnight, the man who had once sold fake watches in London markets was the face of British crime cinema's new wave. This was only the beginning. What set Statham apart wasn't just his rugged charm or physical skill. It was his authenticity. He performed his own stunts, bringing a raw physical intensity rarely seen in action stars. He didn't act like a tough guy. He was one, shaped by years of discipline, struggle, and hustle. The world of cinema had found a new kind of hero, one who wasn't larger than life, but real, grounded, and fiercely human. By the early 2000s, Jason Statham was no longer a promising newcomer. He was a force. And yet, the man behind the characters remained the same. The street-smart kid from Derbyshire, the athlete who once dove into deep waters chasing a dream. Only now, the stakes were higher, the stage global, and his story had just begun. By the dawn of the new millennium, Jason Statham had already carved out a place for himself as one of Britain's most intriguing new talents. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels was followed by Snatch 2000, another Guy Ritchie classic that confirmed Jason's unique screen presence. Sharp-tongued, cool-headed, and effortlessly commanding. But what neither he nor the industry fully anticipated was how quickly he would transcend the label of promising actor and step into the realm of global superstardom. The turning point came in 2002 with The Transporter. In that film, Statham wasn't just an actor, he was a revelation. Playing Frank Martin, a stoic and unstoppable driver for hire, he blended martial arts precision with a brooding intensity that audiences couldn't look away from. And unlike many of his contemporaries, he insisted on doing his own stunts, diving headfirst through car windows, engaging in brutal fight sequences and performing gravity-defying choreography with a realism that thrilled fans around the world. Overnight, Jason Statham wasn't just a British actor, he was the future of action cinema. But success was far from effortless. Hollywood had its expectations, glossy, polished heroes molded for mass appeal. Statham was different. He brought with him an edge, a rawness, a sense of danger that couldn't be scripted. He wasn't the charming, wisecracking savior of the blockbuster era. He was grittier, more grounded, more believable, and that authenticity resonated deeply with audiences tired of superhero fantasies. With films like Crank, The Italian Job, and War, Jason cemented his reputation as a fearless performer. He wasn't afraid to take risks, both physically and professionally. His performances were never just about punches and explosions. They carried weight, tension, and the kind of emotional undercurrent that made his characters feel real. Even in the midst of chaos, there was always something deeply human about the men he portrayed, flawed, haunted, and fighting not just enemies, but their own pasts. But fame brought challenges too. Critics often dismissed action films as low art, and Statham, despite his undeniable skill, found himself typecast in roles that emphasized brawn over depth. It was a dilemma he wrestled with: how to evolve without losing the authenticity that defined him. Rather than retreat, he leaned into it. He began choosing projects that pushed the boundaries of the genre, mixing intensity with humor, physicality with emotional nuance. As the 2010s arrived, his collaborations grew bigger. He joined the ensemble of The Expendables, standing shoulder to shoulder with legends like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and later entered the high-octane world of Fast and Furious, bringing new energy and a darker complexity to the franchise. Each role, though packed with spectacle, carried echoes of the man behind the screen, the hustler from the London markets, the diver who once chased impossible dreams. By this point, Jason Statham was no longer just starring in action films, he was redefining them. Audiences didn't come to see explosions, they came to see him, his precision, his magnetism, his unshakable presence. And as his fame spread across continents, one truth became clear. Jason Statham wasn't playing heroes, he was becoming one, frame by frame.
There comes a point in every great actor's career when they stop chasing roles and the roles start chasing them. For Jason Statham, that moment arrived quietly, almost imperceptibly, yet powerfully. The man who once sold jewelry on London streets and dived for the British national team was now one of the most bankable, recognizable, and respected action stars on the planet. But beyond the box office numbers and the adrenaline-fueled set pieces, his greatest legacy would lie in how he changed the very idea of what an action hero could be. By the time the Fast and Furious franchise catapulted him into a global phenomenon, Statham had become synonymous with a very specific kind of cinematic energy.